Episode 287. In between the last episode and this one, Komoi has been dancing non-stop, trying to motivate Unukalhai for the last of the Warring Triad. I don't think the dance is having any effect on him, but maybe he's ready nonetheless. Greetings, Warrior of Light, but one pillar of the Warring Triad remains, Zurvan, the icon known as the Demon. According to the histories I've uncovered, this monstrous being was worshipped by a race of Mericidian beastmen. Mericidia again. I wonder. Neither here nor there. We're on patch 7.3 right now in real time, the current time of recording. Still not very clear where we're going to end up for the next expansion. Probably around the patch 7.4 timeframe we'll have a better idea. Maybe Mericidia. Who knows? These creatures are the key to maintaining Zurvan's manifestation, and we can be sure that many such dolls will be imprisoned somewhere within the research facility. It is imperative that we determine their exact location as swiftly as possible. We dare not risk repeating the near disaster we suffered at the hands of Sophia's servants. As such, your fellow scions have already begun an exhaustive search. There are several sectors which only you, Kryle, and I can enter without fear of entombment. Let us make our way to Azizlaw forthwith and aid the investigations. Right. The other scions. Zurvan's dolls must be accounted for ere we face the icon himself. Azizlaw awaits. Where we left off in the main story, over here, I guess the last thing we knew was that, there's the icon hanging over Baelsor's wall in the cocoon that Papalymo sacrificed his life for. So it's going to be a little bit weird doing this thing with the scions that are also kind of grieving for Papalymo. Over here. But maybe we can sort of rationalize this too. What if the other scions are over here dealing with the Warring Triad, not just to deal with the threat to the realm as it is, but also as a means of their own preparation for understanding the cocoon of light that's imprisoning whatever primal is inside that cocoon of light. Maybe they're over here researching, well, not researching, but they're using this as an opportunity to understand how the Alligans imprisoned primals on their end, and that somehow bleeds through to the method of the big ball of light that Papalymo put up. I don't know. I'm just trying to rationalize here. None of these characters are going to mention Papalymo's death because you could have done this entire questline way back after completing Heavensward for the first time in patch 3.0 basically. It's kind of interesting that the planning takes into account that Papalymo can't be part of any of this stuff, so he doesn't appear in any side content or anything really until the point that he dies. And as usual, we are going to do this in our silly Halloween getup. Still October, so at least for a few more episodes. Yeah. Urianger and these three. And actually these, after the whole cutscene with the news about Papalymo's death, I'm pretty sure Ishtola said she would investigate the ball of light, and then she asked Kryle to help her. So let's pretend that she's over here doing this as part of her research, in addition to just protecting the realm from the Warring Triad. And of course Urianger is always helping out with the research side of things, so he's here too. Komoi, it is good we caught you. The facility has been swarmed by Imperial troops. By their standards, did we judge them the soldiers of the 7th? No, that's 6. It's odd because the T also looks like an I, and whatever. Aye, once more does regular Van Hydrus stretch forth his hand to seize the forbidden fruits of Alec. And once more have our meticulous wards been swept aside, like so many cobwebs. Your meddlesome wards were destroyed from within by the pulsating energies of an icon. It's been so long I forgot what kind of voice I imagined this guy having. It doesn't matter. Nay, put up your weapons and listen. The followers of Zurvan have awakened, and they toil to rouse their master. The demon's worshippers yet slumbered when we confronted Sophia. Could the tampering of her thralls have been more widespread than we thought? They shared a common enemy. 'Tis not unthinkable that they would seek to free all those Allians had imprisoned, or all those the Allians had imprisoned. Yes, the cage doors are open, and whilst you stand there, quibbling over who picked the locks, my soldiers are inside the facility, risking their lives and their sanity. They have volunteered to face death to prevent Zurvan's servants from waking him in the fullness of his power. Now, assuming you have at last understood the gravity of the situation, it is time that I rejoin them. But you cannot hope to succeed. The icon will enslave the minds of any who draw near. Thus did I seek out those with the power to resist his influence. Aid us, and mayhap my men will not perish in vain. You propose an alliance. I have delved into the depths of this place and found its technology wanting. These mechanisms have failed to hold their prisoners, and such broken artifacts are unfit to bring before the Emperor. Okay, and I guess are also unfit for, keeping that primal over Baelsar's wall sealed. I know what primal is inside that cocoon, obviously, I'm just not talking about it until it appears on screen. Twice you have bested me in combat. Will you now lend me that strength and stand against our mutual foe? 'Twas in opposing your reckless schemes that his sail was lost to us. Oh yeah, That was this guy. You expect us to simply forgive and forget all that has come before? I expect you to put aside your emotions and use your better judgment. But of course, I am dealing with savages. I will not stand here and justify the deaths of the Ice Maiden. We pursued our ideals and you pursued yours. Such was the result. And mayhap you might consider another point. In these endless clashes, we have all lost comrades dear to us. Yet I choose to put aside past grievances, to beg your champion's aid, to appeal to your reason. Thou art willing to build a bridge of common purpose. Upon such tremulous foundations, I too am hesitant to accept his arrangement, Archonish Tola. But the offer has been made to the Warrior of Light, and it is her involvement which shall ultimately sway its outcome. I shall abide by Komori's decision. Zurvan must be stopped. I cannot fight alongside the Empire, or stoic silence. Obviously, it can't, due to the structure of the game. It can't really matter in the long run. So this really is just what we feel like is the flavor for Komori. How does she feel about this alliance? I think she cannot abide by the Empire, considering, well, after Papalimo's death, it wasn't really the Empire's fault, but it was sort of the Empire's fault with their involvement and our whole reason for being over there in the first place. She can't abide it. Your answer does not surprise me. I was, however, duty-bound to pursue the most likely means of victory for the Empire. I leave you to your fate. I will go. Whilst I cannot match Komori's strengths, I am immune to primal influence. I may prove of some use to you. I shall go as well. I fear that denying the legatus here will invite a lifetime of regret. There's too much at stake. Thus we are shown the error of our ways. I spoke of his sale, but she would not have approved of us, or not have approved of allowing such a horror to surface, whilst we clung to our old rivalries. Indeed, she would not. There is yet time. Let us hasten after our comrades. So I guess the correct answer would have been yes, you would alliance with him. Ally with him, whatever. Not the correct answer, but I mean, it just goes that way either way. I'm kind of curious how much of those lines change. Usually it's just like one line changes whenever you do some different dialogue. In that case, it seems like at least several lines of dialogue from each of the parties changed, and probably that cutscene may have ended up going a little bit differently, I don't know, with Ishtola and Urianger, those two maybe opposing your idea to ally with Zurvan, non-Zurvan. All these names, who is he? Regula. Like maybe Ishtola and Urianger, if you agreed with Regula, they would have opposed you, and then Unukalhai would have said he would also go, then Kral joins, and that's what sets Ishtola and Urianger to join. Not that it really matters, I'm just interested in this sort of thing. The way the dialogue changes things and how much it often doesn't change things. Anyway. Our companions have already passed through to the research facility. We should not lag behind. Given where we are in the main story, this is a weird alliance. But there are different factions in the Empire, so it's not unheard of, no matter where you are in the story. The demon stirs. Like a suckling babe, he feedeth upon the aether siphoned unto him by his thralls. We must needs deprive him of his sustenance. Then we destroy those devices. Hold. Witness your soldiers. I mean, is anyone surprised? They have turned turned one against the other. Even half awake, Zurvan corrupts and converts those who enter his aura. The three of us then, Komoy, Unukalhai, we rush in together and each disable a generator. We cannot give them a chance to rally a defense. The only three here who are actually, echoed up. There are 4 mechanisms by my count. If I can avoid the Icon's miasma, my blade will make short work of the last one. We, all of us, have pledged our lives to. Keep your lives. I would rather you tend to my fallen. Some may yet survive with their minds intact. I know not if my strength will be enough. I am no champion. The battlefield is no place for uncertainty, boy. Fate has blessed you with a unique talent, and an occasion to use it. Do not waste such a gift. Thanks for the pep talk, Regula. We strike. Cool cutscene. Wow, an exploding sword. Scrawl was done fast. And we too. Unukalhai. Dealing with the ant still. Gods, Zurvan is... Unukalhai. Oh, it's also a gunblade. Oh, that's not good. I mean, that's not bad. He was Guardian. He slumbers once more. What a weird turn of events right at the very end. You saved me. Why? I told you, boy. Yours is a gift too precious to waste. A gift the Emperor may one day have need of in his war upon these untamable icons. Emperor of ours, he raised me up from the ranks, stood against my detractors. I gladly give my life in his service. I guess this guy did have that backstory. You must finish this. Slay these leeches upon our star. Kill them all. Kill Zurvan. Well, they had a job and they came here to do it, I guess. We must needs withdraw and prepare our assault. At the cost of his very life, the Legatus has prized open for us a window of opportunity. And these guys, I guess they aren't tempered. The research facility crawls with Zurvan's faithful, and they will not cease in their efforts to rouse him. It would honor the Legatus' sacrifice, or if you would honor the Legatus' sacrifice, then you must slaughter those fiends to the last. I don't know how Komori feels about this, so soon after Papalymo. Forgive me if I show a little gratitude for my rescue. It is said that the Emperor and Van Hydrus were childhood friends. Foul fortune that we should be the ones to bring news of his death. Complicated feelings, but there's still a job to do. I had thought Regular a cold and ruthless man, but he showed surprising compassion for his soldiers. And it also seems he placed great trust in his Emperor. If Regular could be convinced that the technology for containing primals is fatally flawed, then mayhap Varus can be convinced as well. Good luck doing that. The Emperor is another deal entirely, I think. 'Tis not often that I dare approach so closely to entities such as Zurvan. How sharply am I reminded of the burden we place upon those who are blessed with the Echo. These wounded soldiers will live, but further battle is beyond them. I have counseled them to remain here until their compatriots arrive, to bear them home. And Unukalai. He's dead. Had I only been stronger. Enough of that. There'll be time for regrets after we've rid the world of Zurvan. Graal has the right of it. The demon has fallen back into torpor for now, but we must act swiftly if Regulus' death is to have meaning. The survivors speak of an army of thralls loose in the facility, and we must assume that these followers continue their efforts to awaken the icon. Let us then concentrate upon diverting them from their task. Mistress Kral and Master Unukalai really secure the controls to Zurvan's shackles, and limit the restoration of his might. Archon Ishtola and I shall forge ahead, and strike down those thralls as would seek to harry you. Warrior of Light, thine is, as ever, the most perilous duty. Gather to thee thy trusted companions, and extinguish from this realm the fires of the demon himself. And finally, the last of the Warring Triad. Containment Bay Z1T9. The last pillar of the Warring Triad is set to fall, Let's see this to the end, Komoi. The legatus spoke truly. The thick of battle is no place to question oneself, and I will accept any forthcoming duty, with certitude or not at all. Anything new from these guys? We will bear the legatus' remains back to Garlemald. His favorite blade was shattered, but may your own weapon claim vengeance in its stead. When I volunteered for this mission, it was in the knowledge that my death would serve a greater purpose. We fell too quickly. Too quickly. We'll try not to die as fast ourselves. We will try to get in very quickly, though. As quickly as we can at this time of night. The average wait time is 10 minutes, but I think there's still a decent amount of players online at this time, on the weekend. And also, there's probably still a decent amount of players still going for the relic tools. Since the relic tools require you to go through the trial roulette, that probably means there's gonna be at least some people, some stragglers that haven't fully upgraded their weapon yet, that are still working on that, so hopefully we get something soon.
There's been enough sacrifice for one day. We must take the chance we've been given and defeat Zurvan now!
Okay, that was a lot of waiting. A lot more waiting than I care to mention. For a trial that's going to go by very quickly. I was even considering doing this trial solo. Oh no, we don't want that, please. See, the tank was pointing the cleave towards us. Not doing that anymore though. This battle starts out interesting, with Zurvan destroying the surrounding arena in different thirds or whatever. Same place where we had the cutscene, but not really a spoiler, this isn't really the arena. Purged. And now we're transported. Perhaps some sort of hallucination.
Good and evil, the war eternal.
Yes, the war eternal. There are a few interesting mechanics here. I guess they're all explained, well, self-explanatory. Whenever they pop up.
My doubt is fled.
He soars in two directions and comes back. There are some stack markers, not stack markers, these things you have to get away from, the opposite, and then a stack marker. Oh, he's wave cannoning us. Great. So much for my ley lines. It had to be me in my ley lines. I'm glad I can say that as a black mage. And then he soars again, doing the same thing, but more of it. More markers to drop on people, and I got one, so I'm going to stand right here in this corner. Luckily no one was standing inside me. The other black mage in the party used serial manipulation to join the stack, making them the cooler black mage. And now he does like some ice fire thing. I actually don't remember how this one works. If it's the opposite or the same that you need. We'll try to quickly read if we can.
I shall rise above all.
If he even gets to that phase, he might not. Because right now is the ad phase, I guess. No, don't attack me. And these guys, I think, stand in one place, so you can't actually pull them over. So you have to pull the other one, the will, over to the wit, is the optimal strategy. Sometimes it doesn't really matter. But the wit's cast a meteor, so you don't want to get hit by that. Isn't that right, Komoy? You don't want to be hit by the meteor. I'm sure she hates meteors by now. Zurvan's just kind of chilling. Seems like our tank might be having a rough time of it. 3 stack marks, or 3 stacks of vulnerability. Flip a mana ward. This is like the one main cool thing Zurvan does during the fight. Ooh. We lived. Would? Who would? Levice? What does that mean? Forget it. That's not the time. Try think. I don't know what that does. I guess it's like a tank buster. Seems like it. Oh, we've got this now. We're marked with ice. So does this mean we want fire or do we want ice? I don't know. Sometimes you want the same, sometimes you don't. We're just gonna stand in the ice. I hope that's right. Nope, that was wrong. A lot of people got it wrong too. You're supposed to stand in the opposite, obviously. Oh, here comes Southern Cross. Actually, a lot of people are dying yet or dead. That's surprising. We actually lost our healer, so... yeah, just end it there. I guess our other blackmate got the limit break but died in the process. We'll live though. We'll finish it, guys. Hopefully before this happens, please? Oh no. I don't have my thing up. Shit. Well, I'm dead. That's not gonna really survive? Okay. If I still had Mana Ward, I could maybe survive. Yeah, the tank's got the invulnerability. They can live. Well, it was funny in the end, at least. I guess I waited a long time for this trial, but it ended up pretty funny. So it was worth it. Would have been more worth it if I actually pulled the clutch and survived with the Mana Ward. Even though the healer died, we'll give it to them. Congrats on the 100. No one saw that, right? None of you guys saw me lying dead on the floor? Incredible as always, Komoy. Okay, they didn't see it. Hopefully that will be the last our world sees of the likes of Zurvan. Every one of his thralls has been slain as far as we can determine. Our victory over the warring triad is complete. An impossible feat, had we not been blessed with your cooperation. Let us not forget the efforts of regular Van Hydrus and his men. Without their noble sacrifice, the demon would have awoken far sooner, and possessed of far more formidable energies. Well, let's not thank them too hard. We're about to go to war with them. The bodies of the fallen now accompany the survivors on the return journey to Golden. It is known that the Imperials recognize no god, yet they would honor the dead in their own fashion. And when we next meet, our fleeting alliance will surely be forgotten. Yeah, very soon. It's going to be completely forgotten by both sides. But I guess there is something poetic about that. It was an interesting exchange, nonetheless. They spoke of their present ruler as a man who values self-sufficiency. Varys befriended Regula in their use, it seems, and was highly impressed by his martial prowess. It is common knowledge that Regula's rise to legatus was in great part advocated by the Emperor himself. Regula freely admitted his shortcomings when it came to politics, and it was Varys' unconditional support that served to win his undying fealty. One does not expect such tales of comradeship to lurk between the Empire's iron exterior. Are you saying the Guardians are actually people? No, I can't believe it. There's no way. Contrary to all expectations, the man died a hero, witnessing the way you all leapt into danger without hesitation. It would seem I am surrounded by heroes. And yet my own actions were aught but heroic. I have not the qualities nor the character to stand at the Warrior of Light's side. What a curious thing to say. Are you truly concerned that you do not measure up to some arbitrary requirement? If you knew of the path I walked to reach this place, then you would understand why I doubt myself so. Return with me to the Rising Stones, and I shall tell you of it. We get to finally hear the backstory. I mean, he already told us some of it, that he's from the Void. I think that's all he told us, though. Oh, looks like Shizue also forgot if it was the same or the opposite. I knew it was coming, and I still had to gamble. I had like several dozen minutes, more than that, to actually look up the fight and remember what it was, but I was doing other things. Everyone over here is still preparing for war. Everyone just hold strong. We're almost done with all of the Heavensward stuff. Almost. With your victory over Zurvan, the warring triad is finally defeated. Zurvan? Zurvan? I'm not actually sure. Well, I guess we're done with it. We don't have to worry about the pronunciation anymore. I am afraid, however, that mine own efforts have oft been more hindrance than help. Well, he has gone behind our back quite a bit, but he's also been doing things. He was there. It mattered. And you and your fellow scions deserve to hear the reasons behind my actions. Yes, hello, Kyle. Thanks for waving at us. I promise to tell you of my journey, of who I am, of where I'm from. The truth is, I am not of this world. We know this, I don't think the others do. I was born of a different star, a child whose power of the Echo was too feeble to save his dying world. Wait, actually, would this be the first time that you should have learned of it? I think when we learned about when he was from the Void, he only mentioned it offhand, either in flavor text, like post-quest optional text, or just, well, I just don't remember it being very graven, or with much gravity, or whatever, like it is now. Well, in any case, I guess he's telling everyone the full story now. I read that, okay. Oh, and here comes the face reveal. He's just a guy. A boy. A child. A child who, unlike you, never became a warrior of light. When all I knew stood on the brink of destruction, I was yet half grown. Had I been born but a handful of years earlier, history may have written a different tale. The seeds of other heroes had yet to fully sprout. Wait, the seeds of other heroes that had yet to fully sprout may not have withered and perished. The star I failed to save is known to you now as the Void. Okay. Wait. Hang on, is this the big reveal? Wait, no, I remember distinctly, in my playthrough as Komoi, he distinctly said the Void, like that he was from the 13th or whatever. I think. I'll have to go back and see my other Warring Triad videos, but I'm pretty sure he mentioned it. Maybe it's like some weird anachronistic thing where at some point in the development of the game they moved around some dialogue as they do. Like the whole overhaul with the Realm Reborn stuff. This wasn't affected by that, I don't think. But maybe somewhere in the long history of the game, they moved around some dialogue, some quests and whatnot, and where he mentions being from the Void somehow got shifted before this cutscene, and this should have been the first time he mentioned it. Well, I guess this is like the good version of him revealing it, so whatever the case, we can maybe just pretend that this is when he revealed it to everyone for the first time, or just ignore the awkwardness of when he revealed it in actuality the first time. It doesn't matter, I'm the only one that cares about this. Though Komoi knew not that I spoke of my homeland, I have explained to her before the cause of its ruin. Wait, is that what he's talking about? Did he never mention the Void, and only mention, like, the ruin? No, I'm pretty sure he mentioned the Void. I could just be projecting those memories, I don't know. Again, I'll have to check. The magic was devised to contain a defeated primal's might within a stone known as Orosite, and the energies which bled from this imperfect vessel gradually corrupted the champions who wielded it. The heroes became slaves to an insatiable hunger for ether, eventually transforming into hideous fiends, and none who clung to the faint traces of light were strong enough to oppose them. The demons next turned upon each other in a war which drained the land's ether in ever greater amounts, until one day, the star was suddenly swallowed in a flood of darkness. An entire world, unmade in an instant. The void scent you encounter here in this realm are the twisted remnants of once mortal beings who gnaw on what motes of life force remain. Huge bombshell. The first time we're getting some of this information, and it won't be the last. Kind of surprising that this is all in optional content, right? Well, that's just one of the ways this game surprises you. How optional content should be in main content and how it sometimes bleeds back into main content. But that's neither here nor there for now. And as I lay dying, beaten and broken in my failed last stand, 'twas a white-robed Ascian who found my tormented spirit and bore me away to the rift betwixt worlds. Elidibus has been my master ever since. At my mentor's feet did I learn the nature of reality, of the existence of mirrored worlds, and the eternal struggle between dark and light. Sudden and overwhelming superiority for either side will shatter the balance, and the world in question will be returned to the void by a calamity beyond imagining. As the self-appointed custodian of this balance, my master warned me that the source, the first of all worlds, sips perilously close to oblivion. In what spirit did this master proffer such warning? A benevolent gesture, or a veiled threat? To these questions and more do I mean to coax forth answers. Yet no matter his intention, that Heidelin does teeter on a knife's edge is an undeniable truth. Knowing this, what choice was given you to make? I chose to join my master, and act as his instrument on this star. The tragedy that befell my home cannot be repeated. I will see this world saved. So he's an Ascian, but not really. It's weird. And yet, I hesitated at the most crucial of moments. What right have I to stand alongside a true warrior of light? In thine own words thou wert called before thy time, and I offer that thou dwellest overmuch on the question of what makest the hero. The search for the answer leavest thee paralyzed by doubt. Heed me, Master Unukalai. Thou needest not believe thyself a hero to perform great deeds. 'Tis the deed itself which earnest thee the hero's mantle. Aye, the ideals you hold can be less important than having the face to act upon them. Regular's loyalty to the Emperor guided his actions until the last, and though we did not see eye to eye on many things, his final deeds can be called not less than heroic. This is interesting to have right before Stormblood, where the sides are a bit more drawn in the sand, like the line drawn in the sand is more clearly defined or whatever. Or is it? I guess this has always been part of the story. Personally, I find that faith in my companions allows me to act unhindered by uncertainty. That's our axiom, I guess. The only real basis we can move forward from. I know that should I ever falter, Komoy and the others will be there to support me, or steer me back onto the right path if needed. Nationalism aside, I guess that's where we stand. I see. In the days leading up to my world's destruction, I was entirely alone. I never knew what it was to have such comrades. I cannot imagine the loneliness you must have felt. But look around you now, Unukalai. You're not alone anymore. Welcome to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Okay, he's sort of an Ascian, maybe. Don't know what his ties are with Elidibus right at this moment. But he's also a Scion. I will fulfill my promise to save this world, and when I stumble, I shall be glad to have your hands there to steady me. My apologies. This is difficult for me. For so long have I spoken from behind a mask. Well, what, are you putting it back on? We should all feel comfortable speaking without such concealments. Oh. No, I get it too. I should hope you appreciate the irony of that statement, Oriandra. Wait, hang on. You can only do this quest after the whole reveal, right? That he was working with, well, pretending to work with Elidibus and the Warriors of Darkness. Because that's a joke about how he's kind of been two-faced about that, right? And also the literal mask that he wore during that and that he's wearing right now, and just kind of funny hearing Uriandra deliver words of encouragement to Unukalhai about, well, Unukalhai kind of went behind our backs a lot of the time. I didn't even reveal that he was working with the Ascians, but Uriandra was pretty much in exactly the same position up until a couple of patches ago, maybe like one patch ago even. So it's just kind of funny, but I guess that just means he's speaking from experience or whatever. Anyway, how much longer is in the episode? My timer is all off. I think we gotta do this. So the funny thing about Unukalhai, well, I guess I can wait until after this. I'm still debating. I guess it doesn't matter. Whilst we were examining the controls for Zurvan's shackles, I found a tombstone that may be of interest to you, Komoy. Would you like to take a look? The information contained within this device appears to have been used to generate a simulated battle of grueling difficulty. Challengers would be pit against a simulacrum of Zurvan, the power of which had been enhanced to the icon's highest conceivable magnitude. It is described as a final trial for the most elite of Alex warriors, intended to distinguish the truly exceptional among them. I have witnessed no champion more exceptional than the Warrior of Light. Are you not curious to see just how powerful Zurvan may have been? I urge you to visit the verification node and undertake this ultimate test of the elegant elite. Okay, so I'm accepting this not just because it's a blue quest that unlocks the extreme mode, but the thing about Unukala is, it's not really a spoiler, because I'm not going to get into it. Even though this is side content, it's not the last time we see him. He can appear later with other side content stuff, but you have to finish all of his quests. And I do mean all of them, including the unlocks for extreme things. Luckily you don't have to do the extremes, we complete this quest by just unlocking the extreme over in the flagship. But once we complete this, Unukalhai is freed up for that stuff in the later expansion where you can once again be part of a story, which is actually pretty interesting given the wide lore of this game, but that's kind of why we did all this, not just for the fun content, but also for Unukalhai's story and all of that. And that's just the same. So back to As You Saw. And I guess we can try this one more time. I think we did this we tried doing it on Sephiroth and immediately failed. Well, failed at the exact moment the stack marker came out. We sort of tried it on... what's her name? The balance... what's her name? Sophia. We tried it on Sophia, briefly. I think we got a bit further on Sophia than we did with Sephiroth. But we also failed during her thing because of the amount of ants, and I think there was a stack marker or something. We maybe could have done it if we tried a little harder, but it doesn't really matter. For this one, we'll see how far we can get without trying too hard as well, just because there's time in the episode. And of course we'll do it unsynced at level 81. Once again, this isn't the maximum echo, since we're only in the 21 through 30 levels above the maximum level of 60 for this thing. To get the maximum echo, we'd have to actually be level 91, I think, or 90. Like 3 tiers above or something like that. Blip. Activating verification systems. Elimination trial for quest acknowledged. Awaiting tombstone data. Blip. Data processed. Adversary Warring Triad. Zurvan. Threat level Extreme. This is the final qualifying test for surviving Elite Squadron Mysties. Participation is only permitted to candidates who agree to unrestricted biopsy procedures following the trial. Specifically, enlistees who successfully complete the program will be certified as genetically superior and must submit to cell harvesting for subsequent cloning initiatives. Yeah, Elegants and their clones. Elimination trial survival rates are currently calculated at 1.9%. Great. Blip. Activating reality augmentation. Initiating elimination trial. The Empire thanks you for your service. Post-mortem data will be used to improve the survival rates of subsequent candidates. Your sacrifice is appreciated. Yeah, but we're gonna live. We're not gonna die. Definitely. This is the hardest one of the 3, and we're definitely gonna clear this one, even though we didn't do the other ones. So let's see. Duty finder, listing, unrestricted, confirm, and extreme. I'm sure it'll be fine. He's just gonna hit us with a few cleaving tank busters and we're gonna die instantly. Not even tank busters, just the cleaving auto attacks. I'm pretty sure the extreme version for this intro sequence is gonna be a lot different, considering it was just sort of a short sequence at the very start of the normal mode. We might not even get that far to see the rest of the arena. Alright, how do I want to start this again? I guess we just get into it. Put on the barrier. Put on that. Use this thing. The floor is already dropping. I should be using this stuff. We're not taking that much damage yet. I guess we are getting to the phase transition. Doesn't seem like this changed in any way. There's the purge.
Good and evil, the war eternal.
Yes, the war terminal. In case he does a knockback, let's not stand next to the edge. Let's put the barrier back on. Now this does seem to be a problem right about now. Just stop doing those. Biting halberd? Is that like a tank buster? Okay, that was a pushback and we took a lot of damage. Is that even worth doing? Maybe when he disappears from the arena. Somehow we got 2 bone stacks. Tail end, so let's not stand at the tail, I guess. Nope, he hit us with the tail.
I shall rise above all.
Was that enough for echo? Like normal echo? That was not long enough for echo. I was considering maybe doing this if we could get normal echo. We might just want to draw the battle out more rather than push him through. But I'm not going to try that hard for this. Trying to be a little bit more optimal with our rotation here, but that doesn't really matter. If I can avoid those lone stacks and the pushbacks, then maybe we're in a better position. Here comes the transition. We can get some healing off here. A little bit.
Good and evil, the war eternal.
Don't stand in the ice. Let's sure cast this. We still get the bone stack, I'm not sure why. Now how does this work? Does that just go on top of us and we can't avoid the stack? It just went to where we were, I guess. Well, with this stack, I don't think we're gonna survive very many more tank busters. And that still counts as a vulnerability.
Bear witness to my will.
Can we handle this? That's way too many enemies. At least we got to a new phase, right? Don't look at that. At least we dodged the gaze attack. Oh no, we're not gonna dodge the meteor. Okay, we dodged the meteor. For a second there, Komoi's PTSD was coming back. Wait, maybe we want to drag this out a bit. And heal? I feel like it's doing more damage than we're healing, unless we crit. We're gonna run out of MP before this healing does anything. Summoner healing is still kind of busted. Useless even. Oh, there's still more. No meters, please. We are still about to die here. At least our bone stack is gone. Do we survive the transition? We do. It didn't even go to our barrier. Do we have a chance at this? I don't think so. Unless we had like a huge burst at the very end here. We're not going to do another Nail Deus Darkness situation where I try to get the last burst in. Definitely not. Wave cannon just goes forward, right? It's not going to hit. Nope, it's going to hit. It's going to hit no matter what. Don't try for me. Tearfing? Whatever. Okay. Yeah, that's the tank buster thing from the normal mode. Well, we made it through the transition. That's something at least. Well, the fun's over. We can always try again whenever we reach level 91 on a class or something. Whenever that happens. And probably we won't want to do it as a DPS I can't heal for shit. If we were Red Mage, we'd be able to do it. Red Mage healing is always great. Let's go back to Mordona and check in on Unukalai. We'll just get his flavor text now that we've done all of his quests, and that's probably it for the episode. I think my timer is still kind of busted, but I'm pretty sure I'm right about on time. Alright, and let's get the flavor text that Unukalai would have said for several years, for however long he would be hanging out here in the Rising Stones. I think for a lot of players, after they did his quest here, he would just be right here in the office, just kind of hanging around while main story events happened, for several expansions even. Like, maybe 6-7 years or something like that. He's just loitering around or something. What does he say during those 6 or 7 years? A pleasure as always, Komoi. What would you ask of me? Oh right, I guess it's just his normal stuff. Tell me about yourself. I have already revealed to you the secrets of my origin, and in the spirit of the friendship you have offered me, I shall endeavor to remain open and truthful from this point forward. We must have trust between us. Pray permit me to remove my mask when we speak thus in private. Oh, do we get like a cutscene? As I once explained, I was not born of this world. My home fell to oblivion long ago, and is now known as the Void. The champions who fought upon that ruined star were corrupted by the captured essence of the primals, twisted into incarnations of darkness. Those of the light who stood to oppose them were but suckling babes in comparison. I am told there were more like me, young and touched by the echo, but the darkness consumed all ere we learned of each other's existence. Even the servants of power which annihilated my world could find naught to salvage the emptiness, salvage in the emptiness, which remained. Such a tale you have heard from me before, but I feel the story bears repeating. Think of it as a mantra, a warning that you might avoid the same terrible fate. 'Tis fortunate, however, that this world is bountiful where mine own was found wanting. You have become the hero that I never was, strengthened and steadied by your companions in the scions of the seventh dawn. And now more than ever, I am certain that my journey to your star was inevitable, that we are all drawn in and drawn onward by the brilliance of your unwavering light. Okay, that was actually more dramatic than I thought it would be. Just thought it'd be like saying, "Hi, how are you doing?" and "What's going on?" I guess if he's hanging around for 6 or 7 years, then having that dramatic speech on hand is a little bit better than asking how's the weather or something. All the same, he's not going to have any importance in the story for quite a while, so we'll just leave him to it here, since I guess no one else is using this room. In the meantime, I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do for the next episode, because I want the episode after next episode to be the big Halloween episode. It turns out I can upload the episode after next episode on Halloween, and I want that to be the big finale to the Shadow of Mach raid. I guess we can use this as a segue, saying that Unukalhai's story about the Void reminded Komoi about the dangers of the Void, and she needs to go back and deal with the Void threat from the Shadow of Mach. She will do that in the episode after next episode, but in the immediate next episode, I am going to find something else to do, and there's plenty of things to do here in the Heavensward post-patch quests. Just gonna fit in something, just so the big Void-themed Alliance raid can be our special Halloween episode, or something. Now would be a good time to take a break.